Everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Bigfoot1 Gaming here, and it is time for episode number 4 and season number 4 of our Zero Overall Rebuild with the Rio Dragons. So this year is going to be the last year that we're going to actually just be simulating. Next episode will probably be a 4-game highlights. That'll be on Thursday. 4-game highlights of the last couple of games that we play. I will be playing live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bigfoot01 Gaming. That's where we'll be. I'll leave the link down in the description box below. So if you guys do want to see how we do, you guys can go ahead and take a look there. But again, that's where we'll be playing all the live games and then kind of doing a highlights video. If you guys want to see full games, let me know down the comments below too. Say, hey, I want to see live game, or I want to see the games in full video terms, and I'll do that as well. So yeah, just let me know down there. We'll do 1 4-game set of highlights, and then if you guys do want to see that, we definitely can get that going. So yeah. So here we are at the end of season 3. Obviously, again, we went 0-17, but this team was a lot better for the season-wise. Just looking at the schedule, we had a lot of close games with a lot of very good teams as well. Obviously, it's going to take like 5 years to load. But, I mean, looking at the schedule, obviously we didn't score. We scored 12 points in the season, in the preseason finale. But we only lost by 10 against Denver. We lost by 7 to the Patriots. We lost by 8 to the Texans. We lost by 7 to the Browns. We lost by 1 to the Jags. Literally 1 point, and then we would have, had the chance of, winning our first game. Lost by 3 to the Bears. Lost by 6 against the Titans, and lost by 13. And then lost by 8 against the Steelers. So we're getting there. We're almost there to getting our first win ever for this team. Looking at the stats here, obviously, again, I'm going to take a little bit for it to load, for it to realize what we're trying to do. I feel like we had a lot better season. Passing-wise, he actually had positive touchdown to interceptions. 3,500 yards, 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions for Anthony Richardson. So actually a really good year for him in his 4th season. Rushing-wise, Chuba Hubbard, 915 with 6 touchdowns. Anthony Richardson, 500 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, Miller had 927. And Thomas had 910 with 9 touchdowns. Gooden had 8. Fox had 606. Blackshear and Brackett didn't really play too much. Blocking-wise, of course, yeah. Monty Wise led the team with tackles with 117 with 2 interceptions. We had 8 sacks with Enrique Carey, 3.5 with Branch, 2.5 with Monk, 2 with Weathers, 2 with Means, and then half from Dean and Saturday. Interceptions-wise, Monty Wise, Devin Murphy had 2. And then Dean, Stokes, and Brooks all had 1. We did have a fumble recovery. We had 3 forced fumbles. We only had 1 recovered. No safeties and no defensive touchdowns. So, decent season from them. We had the worst offense still at 4,800 yards. And we had one of the worst defenses. Not the worst. One of the worst. So there's that. Looking at the MVP was Dak Prescott. Offensive Player of the Year to Damian Pierce. Rousseau was Defensive Player of the Year. DeAndre Thomas, Offensive Rookie of the Year for us. So that's actually really, really nice that we get an Offensive Rookie of the Year and a Defensive Rookie of the Year in Enrique Carey. We also had Wise, Branch, and Monk on there. That's actually pretty solid. Anyone getting the best player at their position? No. So, Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's really, really solid. I'll update you guys here on where everyone is at with their ratings and everything. Obviously, now we're 78 overall, which is really, really solid. Like, we're going to get some games in and have a very, very good chance. We have a pretty much 81 overall right tackle. Calhoun is now a star development, so that's actually really nice. Gooden and Miller are both superstars. Thomas is only just a normal development. But Gregory Branch is now a superstar X Factor. We had Brooks go up to a superstar, and of course Stokes was already a superstar X Factor. Probably looking to get another defensive tackle, even though we do have Brackens, because I mean our defensive line is just meh. We definitely need that upgrade, and maybe a left outside linebacker. On the offensive side, definitely a center and a left guard is mainly needed, plus a halfback, and then just backups everywhere else. It's probably, I mean, wide receivers are already pretty much set besides maybe one, and then we're going to be good from there. So I'll see you guys in the draft. I totally forgot to mention that we did sign Natane Moody, the left guard. In free agency, we definitely need to bolster the offensive line, just get some backups. Obviously, we do that just right here with the Natane Moody. I'm going to guess that's how you say it, out of Fresno State for the offensive line. So it definitely helps the trenches out a little bit, getting some backups there when we desperately need them. Because once we get everyone situated, we'll be turning injuries back on. So obviously there's a lot of issues with injury. I might wait till an update comes out for the injuries-wise, because it's set at 25. I've seen a lot of people have a lot of problems with 25, so we might keep that for right now. But with our first round pick, of course, we're again the first overall because we went 0-17. We do have 3 first-round picks this season, so we do look, again, nothing was really coming at me for the first overall pick, so we decided to trade back again like normal, with this season being no different. We took a look around. Kansas City did offer us a first and second for this year, a first for next year, third and fifth and seventh for this season, pretty much giving their whole draft for the number 1 overall pick, which is kind of weird for them to do that. But the Cardinals did look enticing, offering a first, but it was a next 2 years from now first-round pick, not next year's first-round pick. So we kind of back off of that. I was about to take Kansas City, but I was kind of taking a look around, seeing what else was out there. And then we got to the Saints. Having a first round for this year, it's only also the third-round pick, the third overall pick. A first for next year, and a second and a seventh for the 2 years after that. So we would pick up an extra second and a seventh, which was really nice. But then we got back to the Browns. A first for this season and a seventh. We also get a first, a second, and a third, and a seventh for next season. So we're pretty much going to have the Browns all their draft picks. Kind of reminds me of draft day again. Kind of, I want my picks back, all of them. So with the first overall pick, the Browns do go with a left tackle. That kind of hurts us because they do go with a left tackle out of Georgia. But we weren't looking at tackles. We're looking more interior offensive line because that's the biggest need right now. I believe that's Pete Henson did at a left end at a Clemson. Again, if you guys do want to take part in having be a part of this series, write a comment down below. Name, college, and position. And I can add you into the next draft class, which will be the next one because I haven't recorded anything yet. So, yeah, if you guys do want one, just write down. I can add you guys in. So, looking here, just looking at offensive line, we're looking pretty solid with everything. Making sure we have, offensive line. We desperately need a left guard. Devin Berry is 100% the best option here. A pass, a run block, elite strength, elite change of direction for a left guard. That's really good. I knew he was number 1 in speed in the 40 in the combine, so that was actually really nice. His pass block finesse is really rough, but hopefully that would change since he is a hidden development at 95 strength for an offensive lineman, which is really, really nice, which will end up, hopefully helping us out down the road. Again, we do have 3 first-round picks, so that was just number 1 in the first round. We go very offense-heavy in this draft, I will say, at least for the first couple picks. We only draft 1 defensive guy in our first 5. With our second first-round pick, obviously we still need a backup quarterback. And with 2 guys dropping down for the top 5 projected-wise, we might as well, maybe take a shot on him, but kind of take a look around here still. Taylor Cameron did catch my eye there a little bit, but his tackling was a little bit lower than what I wanted it to be. A lot of guys with A's and everything, a couple places. I was about to take Calcaterra, especially with that A awareness, A impact block, but I didn't know anything about his pass and run block, so I kind of stayed off on there. We started taking a look at left outside linebackers. Obviously, some of them looked really, really good, but nothing in that first round range, neither in middle linebacker or right outside linebacker. Corners were a little bit lackluster this season, so we didn't go after any of those. Plus, we pretty much have most of them now. So we decided to go best available, and it was Antoine Randolph, the 6'2 quarterback from Wake Forest. He's got a really good throwing motion, apparently. Plays well within the pocket. 93 throw power, 81 speed, 85 acceleration, normal development. He's going to stick behind Anthony Richardson anyways. I just need to back up just in case. Just in case if we can get that going. With our last pick in the first round, obviously we just went left guard. We already signed a left guard. So he's automatically, Devin Barry's automatically going to be the starter, especially with hidden development. Another one just jumped out right at me immediately. I didn't see him until now. It's Gavin McAllister. B with pass and run block. Good lead block. Again, the pass block finesse really isn't the greatest. He's not really a finesse one. He's more of a power one for at least run block and pass block power. Elite strength. Again, going to be a really good strength guy. He was the number 1 on the bench press in both his pro day and the combine. We go with him. 93 strength. Another hidden development. He's from Oklahoma. He's wearing number 69. Nice. Welcome to the Dragons. But yeah, so offensive line is looking pretty solid. We can move any of those guys to center if we really wanted to. With our second round pick, again, this is number 4 in this draft already, and we're already in the second round. We desperately need just pretty much backups everywhere. Backups is going to be really, really nice in this draft. Sorry, excuse me. So, Alex Samuel was the one that kind of popped out. B block shed. He's got at least A to B pursuit and tackling. Has a really good coverage guy. Elite speed and elite acceleration. Not very much with finesse moves, but good play rec. So he can definitely be, one of those coverage linebackers when we need him to be. He's got good jumping. Really good speed at a 4.56 in the combine. He ran a 4.52. He got faster during his pro day as well. Only 87 speed, which is kind of surprising to me, but it's whatever. He's only normal development, which did kind of suck, but we're here anyways. It's all right. It's all right. With our third round, we have 2 third-round picks here in this draft, or in this, at least in this season's draft. We're going to have a lot next year, that's for sure. We still need pretty much one more offensive lineman to kind of realize, hey, we're going to be good. We're going to be solid the rest of the way. I was maybe thinking about going tight end too with Travis Farrell. He looked good on paper. I just didn't have him scouted too much because tight ends were not a very good strong suit. But Sean Dawson out of Ohio State definitely caught my eye here. A run block, B pass block. He is pretty much the number 1 center across the board in his pro day. Good lead block. He's got elite speed, elite agility, great acceleration, good strength. He was a little bit low, and he's the number 1 on the bench press too for centers. So we decided to take him. 88 strength, hidden development. So that's 3 offensive linemen that have hidden development. So next season, we're going to be looking at those guys to pretty much bolster our offensive line, especially the interior offensive line. So that's going to be really, really solid. The second, third round pick in this season, we're again just looking for our defensive line, especially at D tackle, is what's really probably the weakest point on this roster. And Chris Amaro from Clemson. Obviously, he's from Clemson. He's going to be on the top pretty much of everywhere. Third round pick as well. This is not bad, especially A play rec. Finesse moves is an A. Block shedding's a B. His tackle's at least A to C, so we're really solid there. And he ran a 4.85 and a 4.83, so he's gonna be he's got elite speed at the defensive tackle. 78 speed, 85 strength, 84 acceleration. Not too bad, at least for a defensive tackle wise, and that's definitely gonna help out this team and help out, especially with the defensive tackle position. Our next spot is the 4th round, at least the start of the 4th round. Then we actually get a little bit going with picks here. So after just going defensive tackle, we go back to the offense here, finding out what we kind of need, especially where we need it. we looked at Tyler Carr, maybe thought another middle linebacker, but I always remembered we have Nakobe Dean and Monty Wise as our two middle linebackers. So we started looking a little bit more of, again, at offense-wise. And then Delonte Slay looked good with A carrying. We decided he's only 21 out of Memphis. A ball carrier vision and A carrying is actually really, really solid. His juke move was a little bit low than what I wanted to, but maybe he could return kicks if need be. He's got elite jumping. He's got only good speed, which I thought was going to be, hopefully better in my opinion, but we decided to take him. 92 speed, 90 acceleration. It's not too bad. 65 strength's a little bit low. I was kind of hoping he would be a little bit better, but it's a halfback. We need a backup. Anyways, this draft, after pretty much Chris Amaro, was pretty much all about depth. Getting depth at every position. Other than Alex Samuel, we already did draft a left outside linebacker last year with Jason Generals, but he was a little bit lower, so maybe hopefully Alex Samuel did take his spot to be the number one starting left outside linebacker. Fifth round pick, especially the first pick in the fifth round. John Ferguson, 22 out of Ohio State. 4.37 combine, 4.34 in his pro day. He's got great speed. We definitely need at least a backup receiver. 94 speed, 96 acceleration, 92 change of direction, 91 jumping, 93 agility. He's up in the high 90s for a low to mid 90s for most of his stuff, but he can't run routes. I don't know how you're a receiver when you can't run routes. So maybe he changed from halfback to receiver, and we can change him to halfback and be kind of that speed back that we desperately need. I was going to look at his carry, and I totally forgot until now, pretty much. Going to the sixth round pick here. Again, we only got 3 more picks in this draft. Again, just going for mostly, depth at every position. Pretty much the last 3 picks here was actually defense, just getting more the defensive depth on this team. Again, kind of taking a look around. Cedric McDonald looked good, especially for a strong safety. His zone coverage is a little bit low, but he was just going to be a backup by the ways to Stokes. Nick Carlson, I had a thought of, but didn't know too much. And then Alex Lawrence, B to D with mostly everything, C to F, elite acceleration, good speed, pretty much good everywhere else. 82 speed, 90 acceleration out of Arkansas. Alex Lawrence, welcome to the squad. Another left outside linebacker. So that's 3 left outside linebackers that we've just drafted in the last 2 years, along with 2 right outside linebackers. So we desperately need linebackers, Second to last pick in this season, we decide, again, more defense. I was thinking maybe another receiver, but I realized, hey, we have way too many receivers. Luke Snead didn't look good at all. KJ Hart, we have... we're really good at least in the positions now. But Cedric McDonald is still there. I told you Cedric McDonald did catch my eye a little bit earlier. Besides his D zone coverage, which kind of was meh. Decent speed, not like great speed, but decent speed. He's got 86 speed, 23 out of Oklahoma. So there's a strong safety for Stokes just in case as a backup. So we're looking at least solid there. And then our final pick in this season. Again, this is the last simulation season. Again, we'll be streaming live on Twitch on Monday around 11 a.m. Probably around 1 p.m. Central. 1 p.m. Central Time. We'll be playing these 4 games. Pretty much the first 4 games of the season, and we'll do a, kind of highlight video on it. The last pick in the 7th round was Nathan Stokes. We kind of went with Stokes just because of, Mitch Stokes, the strong safety. 88 speed, 91 acceleration is not too bad for a corner, especially and he's out of West Virginia too. But yeah. So that ends the draft here as well, at least for us wise. We'll take a look at the whole draft as well, pretty much right here and right now. It is a little bit slow for the menus. I do apologize. I did record this a couple days ago, so hopefully the servers are a little bit better now. But Devin Berry, 76 overall. Randolph was a 72. McAllister and Samuel were both 74s. Dawson was a 73. Amaro, Slay, and Ferguson all at 70s. And then the last three of Lawrence, McDonald, and Stokes were a 64 and a 66, respectively. Taking a look around the whole league, we did not get the number one guy, obviously. Doug James and Waylon were the 278s that went. I guess we did miss out on Waylon, technically. Blanchard was a 77. We didn't have a shot to take him. I guess we could have if we went number 4, but we did get the number 1 left guard, and I do believe we got the number 2 center in this class. So not too bad. I was trying to take a look here, but obviously I realized, there's just going to show quarterback and strong safety, so I said F that. I'm just going to move on from that draft. But yeah, while this advances, again, twitch.tv/Bigfoot01 Gaming. We will be streaming those 4 games live on Twitch, and then, again, condensing it down to a highlight video of those 4 games, kind of going through everything. But yeah, offensive line is now a lot better. Calhoun actually doesn't have he's a backup now to Barry, and Moody is still technically our starting offensive lineman, but I'm probably going to start McAllister. Offense is looking pretty solid now with Anthony Richardson, Chuba Hubbard, Gooden, and Miller at least superstars at wide receiver. Still looking for a better tight end than Fox, in my opinion, so that might be the next thing we go after. Maybe upgrade at tackles as well. But defense looking really solid. Branch, Stokes looking really, really solid for us. Wise and Nakobe Dean are there. Means and Samuel, of course, at right outside, left outside linebacker, respectively. Amaro's the number 1 now defensive tackle. Saturday there, Brackens was a hidden development, but he went back down to normal. And, of course, Watts and Agnew at our kicker and punter. So last thing before this whole thing ends, and of course with the servers being really bad here, at least in the first little part when I was recording, I was trying doing the, manage the roster and some of my free agents, but the whole thing was really, really slow. And it took like 5 minutes for it to actually load up. And when I realized, hey, finally, it loads. So then we got to go back, go into free agents, and sign our undrafted free agent. Undrafted free agent, again, we're kind of just looking for best available-wise for us. We're, again, sitting at a 79 overall, 80 overall offense, 79 defense, and I believe technically a 79 overall special teams. I can kind of just take a look around, seeing who we can take wise. Of course, these were all 27. I had to realize I didn't select practice squad eligible, but now we did. With this, we're looking at, again, most of it's kicker and punter that were kind of there until we find out, hey, one spot we don't have a fullback. So Trevor Beckham, we decided to go after him. Rookie out of Bowling Green. So we got a fullback. But anyways, that's going to do it for me for the video. Again, next Thursday will be the 4-game miniseries or 4-game highlights. If you guys want to see more stuff, just write down in the comment section below. Saying, hey, I want to see all the games. And I will do it. But anyways, I'm out. Peace.